Hey everybody, back with a video of some of my favorite Harry Potter characters. I've made some customs recently of, well, I wanted to get some of those dolls you saw at Walmart, you know, the $20 or $30 figures. I can't really get hold of the expensive Star Ace things. So I grabbed a Dumbledore, which didn't look like this. He was kind of a great big old molded beard, and he did have these clothes, which I kind of thought were pretty cool. All I did was I replaced the body with a sideshow standard physical male body. That way I could use these hands, and I could make the rings, which I make with super glue, and then I paint them, super glue gel. And he came with his wand, the Elder Wand, and I found a head that looked pretty good that I could mount onto the body that had just, it was an older guy that had some craggy face and this and that, so I painted the details of Dumbledore's face. Now what I did was I went for the Michael Gambon face more, even though the clothes are more in keeping with the Richard Harris Dumbledore. So I've got a combination of both actors a little bit. You know, it kind of gave me something fun. That way it's sort of an amalgamation figure. Because I was only going to have one Dumbledore figure. I wasn't going to try to have both versions or anything. I mean, I'm into it, but not that into it. But anyway, so what I did was I put the head on there, painted it up with no hair. As you can see, I added mohair. This is baby lamb hair. And I glued it on bit by bit by bit. I put short little pieces. You have to put it on like, and then trim it. I made the mustache and the beard, which of course I tied with a decorative little thing there. And then I added hair around the head as he goes, so he's got hair in all directions. Now you're probably like, well, what is it like on his scalp? Well, let's take a quick look at that. Yeah, it kind of it terminates in somewhat of a centralized part. And we'll get to those other two guys here in a minute. They're part of my little threesome. But anyway, this is my Dumbledore. He came out, he looked pretty good. He looks a lot like him. I'm very happy with it. The glasses are not as thin and wiry as I'd like, but they're not bad. They're not bad. Let's put this hat back on, give him that character back. And we're going to go now and look at the next guy. This is the latest one. The Dumbledore's the latest one. I made Harry some time ago, probably last winter. And this is with a body that I had to cut the legs and arms down. I got there's a Harry doll online that looked pretty good. The clothes and all were pretty good. It had a huge bubble head. And I found a Harry head on eBay that looked good. And he came with glasses, which looked great. So, and I wanted teenage Harry. I didn't want the kid version. I wanted more like the one that duels Voldemort. So this, and I've had to find some hands that would hold the wand and all that. And he's just got the shoes and pants and jacket that he came with. So that figure, and I just painted his face. And added a little bit of hair to him to give him some realism. But Harry was fairly simple. I just had to get him short. Now, the Voldemort is a standard sideshow body with sideshow, like vampire hands with fingernails. It's got the ugly hands. I made his wand with a toothpick and some epoxy putty and did some paint details and things. Like Harry's wand is the one that came with that toy, and I wanted them about the same size, so I made his about the same length. And I went for more of a gray skin tone. Sometimes it's arguable that he had more of a flesh tone, but I don't know. I just wanted him to look really wicked and grayed out. The robe was very easy. This is an underrobe from the Emperor from Star Wars. It's the Hasbro version of that robe, and I had one laying in a box somewhere, and I went, Voldemort's robe. It works pretty good. If it was a little green tinted, it would be better. And I thought of bleaching it a little and maybe tinting it green, but we'll deal with that. And then we're back to the Dumbledore. So these three are the first in a series of 12-inch customs of Harry Potter characters I want to do. I have started a Snape, and I have plans to get the McGonagall figure and redo her. Of course, I'm going to do Harry and Ron. Ron and Hermione. I want the other kids, you know, but I don't want them as kids. I want this age version if I can. I may branch out and get some other characters, Luna and others. Bellatrix would be a nice one. There's a good doll of her I can adapt. And of course I want Sirius Black and, you know, maybe a Dobby and a couple of other characters. I really want sort of main characters. But for today, we're going to begin and end with Dumbledore, Albus Dumbledore. He was the one I really have put the time in with the hair and the details and all that. And I hope you like what I've done. These have been a lot of fun, and we'll see how far they go. Just keep watching the channel, hit like, subscribe, and come back to see me. Thank you so much.